Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station, and we are bringing you the second game of the best of 9 between the all-time Chicago White Sox versus the all-time Chicago Cubs. The brawl for it all, the battle of the Windy City, who shall be the champions of Chicago. Game 1 went to the Cubbies. Great game, 4-3 win. The Cubs scored 4 runs with 1 out in the bottom of the ninth to overtake their crosstown rivals, the White Sox, 4-3, and take a Game 1 victory out of the hands of the Pale Hose. So let's quickly get to the game here and the starting lineups. I will be coaching the home teams in these series. So right now I am managing the Chicago Cubs. When we go to Comiskey Park, I will be managing the Chicago White Sox. Also, we will try to play different players every game. The only repeat player in the White Sox lineup is Nellie Fox because they don't have another second baseman. I'll have to do a little more research with the players on the team, but I checked the infielders and there's no one else to play second base. So Nellie Fox will get another start in 2. So here we go for the White Sox all-time team. Leading off, Luis Aparicio playing short. Batting second, the left fielder Falk. Batting third, playing right field, Ordonez. Batting fourth, the first baseman Konerko. Batting fifth, the third baseman Melton. Batting sixth, second baseman Nellie Fox. Batting seventh, the center field Mostel. Batting eighth, and doing the catching Lawler. And batting ninth and doing the pitching Cicotte. For the hometown Chicago Cubs, victorious in game number 1. Leading off, playing third base, Hack. Batting second, playing right field, Kuehler. Batting third, playing left field, Stevenson. Batting fourth, shortstop Doolin, I believe that's pronounced. Batting fifth, the first baseman, and he had a clutch pinch hit single in game number 1. Carvaretta, excuse me. Batting sixth, the center fielder Andre Dawson. Batting eighth, doing the catching, Jody Davis. Batting ninth, the pitcher Corcoran. So let's get this ball game started. We await the first pitch. So Luis Aparicio's at the plate. On the mound, Larry Cochran. In his best year, 1.95 ERA, 43 wins and 14 losses, 2 saves. Struck out 268, walked 99. Batting average against, under 200, 199. His battery mate, Jody Davis, solid defensive catcher. Average arm. Third base, Stan Hack. Below average defensively. Bill Doolin, pronounced, I think it's Dolan. He's at short, 10 out of 10 range, that's excellent. Though his fielding percentage is under 900, so he does get to a lot of balls, but he might make a few errors on the way. Billy Herman at second, 9 out of 10 defensive range. And Phil Caravetta at first, below average defensive range. In left field, Rick Stevenson, very poor range and poor arm. Then you have the Hawk, Andre Dawson in center. Excellent range and good arm, 7 out of 10. And then Kiki Kuehler in right field, 7 out of 10 range, 9 out of 10 arm. So we await the first pitch by Corcoran. Aparicio's at the plate. His best season for the White Sox, .313. Average, 5 home runs, 43 runs batted in. And again, these are all-time teams as of Action PC Baseball. That's what we're using for our simulation. Very fun game by Dave Couch Incorporated. Righty-righty matchup here. Jody Davis flashes the sign. The windup and the first pitch by Corcoran. And it's grounded to Herman, who goes to Caravetta. Out number 1. Stepping to the plate, left-handed batter, Bill Falk. Left fielder for the White Sox. His best season as of Action PC Baseball. .345 average, 8 home runs, and 108 runs batted in. Corcoran sets and delivers to Falk. And he strikes him out. 2 up, 2 down. And here comes a more modern day player, Magglio Ordonez. .320, 38 home runs, and 135 runs batted in. Righty-righty matchup. Ordonez is looking to grip and rip on Corcoran. That's going to be difficult for a man who has an ERA under 2, and batting average against under 200. Corcoran toes the rubber, peers in at Jody Davis, gets the sign, he sets and delivers to Ordonez, and he strikes him outside, retired. So a ground out and 2 strikeouts, and we go to the bottom of the first, no score. 2 up for the Cubs, Hack, Kuehler, and Stevenson. Stan Hack steps to the plate for the Cubs, as you can see. On the mound, Eddie Cicotte. Season of choice, ERA of 1.53, 28 wins, 12 losses, 4 saves. Struck out 150, walked 70. Batting average against 202 for Mr. Cicotte. Battery mate, Sherm Lawler. Excellent defensive catcher. Above average third baseman, Bill Melton when it comes to range. The outstanding Hall of Famer, Luis Aparicio at short. Again, Nellie Fox gets the start. The White Sox did not have another second baseman on their roster, so he gets back-to-back starts. Standard rule is we don't want to do that, but no other second basemen for them. And so they're very strong up the middle with Aparicio and Fox, both 10 out of 10 for range. And Paul Konerko at first, below average when it comes to range. In left field, Bill Falk, above average with a poor arm. Johnny Mostil in center field, 7 out of 10 range, average arm. And in right field, Magglio Ordonez, solid defender, 7 out of 10 for both range and arm. So righty-lefty matchup. Stan Hack digs in the left-hander batter's box. He awaits the pitch by Cicotte. Lawler flashes the sign. Here's the pitch to Hack. And Hack singles. A leadoff single. Hack's on board. He'll be held on by Konerko. 5 out of 10 base running ability. 35% chance of stealing second base. I don't think they're going to go on Lawler's arm. Stepping to the plate, Kiki Kuehler. I've called him his last name I pronounced 15,000 different ways, but I think we're going to go with Kuehler. Hopefully I remember that one. Year of choice, 357. 18 home runs and 102 runs batted in. 10 out of 10 for bunting. And 5 out of 10 for hit and run, but I think we're going to let Kuehler swing away here. On deck is Stevenson. Cicotte's ready. Here's the pitch to Kuehler. And he singles up the middle. Mostil has the ball. 5 out of 10 arm. Hack's thinking about rounding second. We have a 44% chance of him going safely first to third, but we shall hold him. So Hack will be held at second. So runners on first and second. The Cubbies get 2 singles to start off this inning. And coming to the plate, Greg Stevenson, the left fielder. Year of choice, 362 batting average, 17 home runs, and 110 RBIs. Righty-righty matchup for Cicotte. White Sox looking to turn 2 with Aparicio and Fox up the middle. The windup and the pitch to Stevenson. No outs, 2 on. And Stevenson grounds that into left field. Falk has the ball. His arm is a 4. Stan Hack is a 5. We have a 60% chance of scoring him, but we shall hold him at third. We'll go bases loaded, no outs for the Cubbies. Hello, Beatles Eternally. How are you, my friend? How was your day? Beatles says Chicago Series game number 2. Yep. We're going to do game 2. And I think they're on the road next. So then I'll start another little series with a different all-time great team. So bases loaded, no outs. And Bill Dahlin steps to the plate. Beatles, do you know how to pronounce this gentleman's name? D-A-H-L-E-N. Is it Dahlin or Doolin? I don't think it's Doolin. I think it is Dahlin. So, Bill Dahlin, his year of choice, 357, 15 home runs, 107 RBIs. So Cicotte finding himself in a bit of a pickle here. Bases loaded, no outs. Dahlin at the plate. If you're thinking grand salami, as I stated, 15 home runs. No place to put him. Lawler flashes the signs. The windup and the pitch by Cicotte. And that's grounded past Aparicio into the gap. As that goes all the way to the ivy, Dahlin has a double, scoring 2 runs. And going to third is Stevenson. The Cubs jump out to an early 2-0 lead here. Dahlin, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Beatles, returning. Coming to the plate now, Phil Caravetta. Caravetta had a big pinch hit single in yesterday's game for the Cubbies. Caravetta, 355, 6 home runs, 97 RBIs. Righty-lefty matchup for Cicotte. Second and third, no outs. Cubs leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Lawler flashes the signs. Cicotte sets and delivers to Caravetta. And Caravetta sends that ball deep in the right field corner. Ordonez makes the catch, but tagging up and scoring from third base is Stevenson. The Cubs are now up 3-0. Dahlin holds at second. 1 out, 1 on, and the Hawk, Andre Dawson, comes to the plate. 299, 32 home runs, 113 RBIs. Cicotte being roughed up in this first inning. He sets and delivers to Dawson. And Dawson pops it up. Melton makes the call and makes the catch at third. So there's 2 outs now. A runner on. And Billy Herman, Cubs second baseman, comes to the plate. 341, 7 home runs and 83 RBIs. Duck out on the pond for Herman. He'd like to knock him in. The windup and the pitch by Cicotte. And he strikes out Herman to end the inning, but damage is done. The Cubbies scored 3. We go to the top of the second. Chicago Cubs 3, Chicago White Sox nothing. Leading off for the Pale Hose, Paul Konerko. Konerko, 39 home runs, 111 RBIs, and he batted .312. Righty-righty matchup for Corcoran, the man with the suit. Yesterday was Cap Anson, played in a suit at first base. Now we have Larry Corcoran on the mound with a suit. Got to be a bit hot out there, though it is October. Corcoran's ready. Here's the pitch to Konerko. And Konerko strikes out. I believe that's the 3rd strikeout for Corcoran. 1 out, no one on, and Bill Melton steps to the plate. 269, 33 home runs, and 86 RBIs. Righty-righty matchup. Jody Davis flashes the sign. Corcoran nods his head. Here's the pitch to Melton. And Melton sends that ball out to Stevenson and left. He goes back a bit, and he makes the catch for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Nellie Fox, the only repeat starter for the White Sox. As I stated, I could not find another second baseman on their all-time team. And I didn't want to put them at a disadvantage by playing one of their shortstops at second. So Nellie Fox comes to the plate. .317, 6 home runs, 61 RBIs. He was 0 for 3 yesterday. Righty-lefty matchup for Corcoran. The windup and the pitch to Fox. 2 outs, nobody on. And Fox grips a line drive. Caravetta makes the catch at first. Inning is over. Quickly jump to the chat again. We have Beatles eternally in there. Had 2 ninth-inning wins in separate games. 1909 Bucks came from behind with an 8-run ninth inning. Wow, Beatles. To win in Digital Diamond Baseball. And the 1919 White Sox had 11-run ninth inning to win and out of the ballpark. That would have been a sight to see, those two games. Wow. Those are awesome to play. Beatles says, I need to send you the Dombrov made all-time great teams. It's way more complete. Cool. Thank you. Alrighty, leading off for the Cubbies here in the bottom of the second, catcher Jody Davis. 271, 24 home runs, and 84 RBIs. Cicotte looking to have a much better bottom of the second than he did bottom of the first. Righty-righty matchup. Lawler goes through the signs. Ed Cicotte nods his head. Here's the pitch to Davis. And he strikes him out. So 1 up, 1 down, and now the pitcher, Larry Corcoran, steps to the plate. Corcoran, 231, no home runs, 25 RBIs, righty-lefty matchup. Cicotte working quickly. Here's the pitch. That goes to Aparicio, over to Konerko, out number 2. So with 2 outs, nobody on. Coming to the plate, leadoff batter Stan Hack. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the first. Righty-lefty matchup. Cicotte gets the sign from Lawler. Here's the pitch to Hack. 2 outs, nobody on. And Hack! What happened there? It was a little number. Quickly jumping on it was the catcher. Throwing over to first, inning over. So let's just go back as that play happened so quickly. Yep, it was a quick little play down the third baseline. So Hack grounded to the catcher. We threw to first. Inning over. We go to the top of the third. 3-0 Cubbies. 2 up for the White Sox. Mo Still, Lawler, and Cicotte. Johnny Mo Still, 328, 4 home runs, 42 RBIs. Right-handed batter. Corcoran's ready. The windup and the pitch. And that ball goes out to Stevenson in left. He glides back a bit and he makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down. The White Sox catcher, Sherm Lawler, comes to the plate. Lawler, 273, 20 home runs, and 84 RBIs. Jody Davis flashes the sign. Corcoran nods his head. Wind up and the pitch to Lawler. And that's grounded to Corcoran, who goes to Caravetta. Out number 2. So with 2 outs, it'll be up to Eddie Cicotte to extend this inning. The White Sox pitcher only batted 179, no home runs, 8 RBIs. He is a left-handed batter facing the right-handed throwing Corcoran. The windup and the pitch to Cicotte. 2 outs, no one on. And he strikes out to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Chicago Cubs 3, Chicago White Sox 0. Kiki Kuehler comes to the plate. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the first inning. Cicotte's ready to work. Here's the pitch. And that ball goes out to Mostel in center field. He makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down. Greg Stevenson comes to the plate. Cubs left fielder. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the first. Cicotte toes the rubber. Peers in at Lawler. Hits the sign. Here's the pitch to Stevenson. Grounded up the middle, and Stevenson's now 2 for 2. A 1-out single for Stevenson, 5 out of 10 base runner, 24% chance of stealing second. Paul Konerko will be holding him on. And now Bill Dolan comes to the plate. Dolan's 1 for 1. He had a double that knocked in 2 runs. With the bases loaded in the bottom of the first, made it 2-0 at the time. Cubs would go on to get a 3rd run on the Caravetta sacrifice fly. Cicotte and Lawler can't get on the same page. Cicotte motions to Lawler to go through the signs again. He does. Now Cicotte's ready. Here's the pitch to Dolan. And that ball is sent out to near the left field line, and Falk makes a running catch. Out number 2, retreating back to first, Stevenson. And Phil Caravetta steps to the plate. Sacrifice fly in the first with an RBI. Righty-lefty matchup here for Seacock. The windup and the pitch to Caravetta. 2 outs, 1 on. And Caravetta strikes out, inning over. We go to the top of the 4th. 3-0 Cubs. Due up for the White Sox, top of the order, Aparicio, Falk, and Ordonez. If anyone gets on, Konerko. So Aparicio's 0 for 1 today. Corcoran has not given up a hit. Jody Davis goes through the signs. Corcoran's ready. Here's the pitch to Aparicio. Grounded to Dahlin, over to Caravetta. Out number 1. Bib Falk steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. Righty-lefty matchup. Corcoran wants to work quickly. He sets and delivers to Falk. And that's the first hit of the game into right center field, a single. So a 1-out single. Falk, 6 out of 10 base running ability. 31% chance of stealing second. Caravetta will hold him on. And the dangerous Maglio Ordonez comes to the plate. Ordonez had 38 home runs in his year of choice. 135 runs batted in. 1 swing of the bat to get the White Sox right back in this game and only down 1 run. Cubs looking for a twin killing to end this inning, with Dahlin and Herman pinching the middle in double play depth. Here's the pitch to Ordonez. 1 on, 1 out. That's a grounder to Hack, whose only play is the first. Nice stretch by Caravetta. They get Ordonez for out number 2, but advancing to second in scoring position is Falk. So it's up to the cleanup hitter, Paul Konerko, to knock in the duck that's out on that pond. Konerko's 0 for 1. He struck out in the second. Corcoran toes the rubber, peers in at Davis. He gets the sign, the windup, and the pitch. And Konerko works a walk. So first and second, 2 outs. Bill Melton steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. He represents the tying run at the plate. He had 33 home runs and 86 RBIs. He fly deep to left. Davis goes out to have a word with Corcoran. Now Davis goes back behind the plate. 2 outs, 2 on, 3-0 Cubs. Top of the 4th. Melton awaits the Corcoran delivery. Here's the pitch. And Melton sends that ball deep, and God, he has just tied it up with 1 swing of the bat as he crushed that ball to left field. Corcoran wishes he didn't throw that pitch. Well, that meeting with Davis and Corcoran did not go so well. We have a tie ball game here, folks. 3-3 on the Melton home run, crushed to left. Whole new game here with 2 outs. Nelly Fox steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. White Sox second baseman, left-handed batter. Corcoran steps back on the rubber. Obviously a bit upset. Now he's ready. Here's the pitch to Fox. And Fox walks. So Corcoran really has lost a bit of mojo here with that 3-run blast by Melton. As Beatles eternally in chat says, wow, I know that was crushed. So, Fox represents the go-ahead run at first, 6 out of 10 base running ability, 27% chance of stealing second base. Caravetta will hold him on. Johnny Mostel steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Corcoran has to find his mojo once again. The windup and the pitch. Grounder to Dahlin, who throws the Caravetta, inning over. Damage done, though. On the Melton home run, the 3-run blast ties the game up. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, knotted at 3. 2 up for the Cubs. Dawson, Herman, and Davis. So Andre Dawson comes to plate. He's 0 for 1. Popped to third in the first. If you're thinking one swing of the bat, Dawson did have 32 home runs. Cicotte has been given a reprieve here by the governor, as the White Sox have tied the game up for him. He has an opportunity to win it here. The windup and the pitch to the Hawk. And that ball's popped up to the first baseman, Konerko, for out number 1. So Dawson popped out to third, and now he has popped out to first. He has touched both corners. 1 out, no one on. Billy Herman comes to the plate. Herman struck out his first time up. Cicotte gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Herman. Herman grounds it to Konerko, who takes it to the bag himself for out number 2. Now bring up the catcher, Jody Davis. Davis is 0 for 1. Struck out his first time up. Cicotte looking to have a 1-2-3 inning here. Lawler flashes the sign. Cicotte nods. He delivers a pitch to Davis. Davis pops it up. Konerko calls for it. Inning over. Top of the 5th. Tied ball game. 3-3. Due up for the White Sox. Lawler, Cicotte in the top of the order. Aparicio. So Sherm Lawler comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Grounded to the pitcher. Corcoran's ready. Here's the pitch to Lawler. Strikes him out. That painted the inside corner there. Lawler none too happy as he goes grumbling and mumbling back to the bench. So with 1 out, Eddie Cicotte comes to the plate. The pitcher's 0 for 1. Very weak hitting pitcher. Righty-lefty matchup for Corcoran. He works quickly. Here's the pitch to Cicotte. And he strikes him out. Back-to-back strikeouts. Let's see if Corcoran can strike out the side. We now go to the top of the order for the White Sox. Luis Aparicio, he's 0 for 2. He has grounded out twice. Corcoran toes the rubber. Peers in at Davis. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Aparicio. 2 outs, nobody on. That ball goes out to Kuehler in right, and he makes the catch going back on it. Inning over. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Still tied at 3 here at Wrigley Field. 2 up for the Cubs. Corcoran, Hack, and Kuehler. Larry Corcoran, the pitcher, 0 for 1 today. Righty-lefty matchup. The windup and the pitch by Eddie Cicotte. And he strikes out his counterpart for out number 1. Stan Hack comes to the plate, 1 for 2. He has singled and grounded out to the catcher. Another righty-lefty matchup. Lawler goes through the signs. Eddie Cicotte nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Hack. And Hack singles. No, it gets by Mostel and rolls to the ivy. Mostel could not cut that ball off in the gap. Hack has a triple. The go-ahead run for the Cubs is at third base. As Hack went flying around the bases. So with 1 out, go-ahead run at third. Kiki Kuehler steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Single in the first and fly to right center. In the third, he wants a ball at least that he can lift deep enough into the outfield to score the go-ahead run. Hack at third. Moment of truth here for Eddie Cicotte. 1 out, runner at third. Here's the pitch to Kuehler. And Kuehler grounds to Konerko. We're going to send Hack home. The play's the first, and it's an error! Cicotte could not handle the ball. He dropped it, and scoring from third is Hack. The Cubs go up 4-3. They were not going home anyway, but they don't get the out as Eddie Cicotte, going over to cover the first base bag, dropped the ball. Could we have shades of 1919 in the Black Sox here in this game? I don't know. Very suspicious. You keep a scorecard as well as I. So Kuehler's at first, 9 out of 10 base runner. Konerko will hold him on. 52% chance of stealing second base. And Rick Stevenson comes to plate. He's 2 for 2, so Kuehler's not going anywhere. Stevenson singled in the first and singled in the third. Cubs now have a 4-3 lead. 1 out, 1 on. righty-righty matchup. Cicotte gets the sign from Lawler. Here's the pitch to Stevenson. And Stevenson nubs it to Fox, who goes to first. And they just get Stevenson by the hair of their chinny chin chin for out number 2. Advancing to second base is Kuehler. He's in scoring position now. For Bill Dahlen, he's 1 for 2. He doubled in the first, knocking in 2 runs, and then flied to shallow left. Cicotte looking to get the 3rd out here for the White Sox, keep it a 1-run deficit. Lawler flashes the signs. The windup and the pitch to Dahlen. And Dahlen sends that ball out to Ordonez for out number 3 in right field. We go to the top of the 6th. The Cubs have taken the lead, though. It's 4-3. Due up for the White Sox. Falk, Ordonez, and Konerko. If anyone gets on, Melton, the man with the 3-run blast. As Beatles eternally in the chat says, Hack has wheels. Yes, he does. So Big Falk is at the plate, 1 for 2 today. Struck out in the first, singled in the 4th. Corcoran's ready. Here's the pitch to Falk. Grounder to Caravetti, takes it to the bag himself. Out number 1. Maglio Ordonez comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out. 1 swing of the bat for Maglio. He can do it. Once again, 38 home runs. Jody Davis flashes the signs. Corcoran's ready. Here's the pitch to Ordonez. And that's grounded to Dahlen, over to Caravetta, out number 2. We have 2 outs here in the top of the 6th, and Paul Konerko comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He has struck out and walked. Konerko 39 home runs, so he can tie this game with 1 swing in the bat. Corcoran's ready. He works quickly. Here's the pitch. And that ball is gone! Paul Konerko crushes that pitch to left center. This ball game is tied up. As the White Sox get their 2nd home run off Corcoran, it is 4-4. And the man who hit the first one steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2, and that's Bill Melton. His big blast in the top of the 4th tied this game, and now Konerko in the top of the 6th with a blast to left center has once again tied this game. So can Bill Melton untie it? Melton has hit the ball hard. He flied deep to left and then crushed a home run to left. So 2 outs, no one on. Jody Davis goes out to have a word with Corcoran. He's now up to 87 pitches. He's good for 150. So his earned run average of 1.95 has not held up today. He has given up 4 runs. Righty-righty matchup. Davis back behind the plate. The windup and the pitch to Melton. And that ball goes deep, and Melton has crushed another one at dead center. The White Sox have taken the lead 5-4. Good God, that went 403 feet. He just destroyed that Corcoran offering. And the Cubs fans have gone silent here at Wrigley. All the runs for the Pale Hose have been on blasts over the ivy here at Wrigley Field. Melton has had 2, he's knocked in 4, and Konerko has a solo shot. So with 2 outs, Nellie Fox comes to the plate as the Cubs get their bullpen up and they start to feverishly work. As Beatles eternally in the chat says, artillery battle. Yes, it is. That Melton has had a couple of blasts here tonight. Fox 0 for 1. He has lined to first and walked. The windup and the pitch to Nelly. And Fox works another walk. He represents a very important insurance run at first. 6 out of 10 base running ability. 23% chance of stealing second. Caravetta to hold him off. And now the White Sox center fielder Johnny Mostel steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Fly deep to left and grounded to short. The windup and the pitch by Corcoran. A number to Dahlen, who throws the first. Great stretch by Caravetta, inning over. But the damage is done once again as two solo blasts, back-to-back bombs by Konerko and Melton, have given the Chicago White Sox a 5-4 lead over the crosstown rivals, the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 2 up for the Cubbies, Caravetta, Dawson, and Herman. Seacott now has an opportunity to win this game. If he can bear down, he's up to 93 pitches, good for 150. As we have been in what Beatles eternally calls an artillery battle. So Caravetta 0 for 1. Fly deep down the right field line, had a sacrifice fly, knocked in an RBI in the first, struck out in the third. Caravetta only had 6 home runs though, so he did knock in 97. Righty-lefty matchup here for Eddie Seacott. Seacott gets the sign from Lawler. Here's the pitch to Caravetta. And Caravetta rips a shot that Konerko handles and takes it to the first base bag himself. 1 up, 1 down, and now the Hawk, Andre Dawson, comes to the plate. Dawson looking to grip and rip and tie this game up with one swing of the bat. 32 home runs he had. Righty-righty matchup. Dawson has popped the third and popped the first. He'd like to pop one over the fence now. The windup and the pitch by Seacott. And Dawson now pops that ball up to short. So if he was playing horse, the next one would have to go to Nellie Fox. So 2 up, 2 down. And Billy Herman comes to plate. He's 0 for 2. Struck out and grounded out. Herman looking to get on board to extend this inning. Only had 7 home runs. He did knock in 83. But for him to knock in a run now, he'd have to do it by hitting the ball over the fence. The windup and the pitch by Eddie Seacott. And that's grounded into right field for a 2-out single. Cubs fans rejoice at that 2-out single. Herman's at first, 5 out of 10 base runner. First in the game for him, 53% chance of stealing second. Paul Konerko will hold him on. And Jody Davis comes to the plate. Davis 0 for 2, bottom of the 6th. Struck out and popped out. He had 24 home runs, and you know what? We might go pinch hitter here. As I look at the pinch hitters, you know what? We're going to give Jody Davis, will get another at-bat. So 2 outs, 1 on. Herman's at first, being held on by Konerko. He represents a tying run. Davis, the go-ahead run at the plate. Eddie Seacott on the mound, 101 pitches thrown. The windup and the pitch to Davis. And Davis sends that ball deep, and Mostello catches it right at the warning track. Inning over. So Davis just missed that one. We go to the top of the 7th. The White Sox 5, the Cubs 4. Due up for the Pale Hose, Lawler, Seacott, and the top of the order, Aparicio. What's Blazing in Sports is in the chat. He says hello. Hello back to you, my friend. Remember to check out What's Blazing in Sports. Wonderful YouTube channel. Wonderful boxing chat. Check out D-Tub and What's Blazing in Sports. And how's the little man doing and how's mom? Hope all is well. Yes, Beatles, I have Hartnett, and I thought about it. I let Davis hit. He gave it a ride. Fell a little short. So. Now Lawler's at the plate. Righty-righty matchup. Lawler's 0 for 2. Grounded out and struck out. Corcoran still on the mound. Here's the pitch to Lawler. And he lines out to Caravetta. Nice play by Caravetta. Reached out and robbed a base hit from Lawler. So Eddie Seacott comes to the plate. The weak hitting pitcher's 0 for 2. He's settled down since that horrible first inning. Let's see if they're going to let Seacott hit. Corcoran's ready. Here's the pitch to Seacott. He grounds it past Herman. He gets a 1-out single. Wow, Eddie Seacott gets on. What's Blazing in Sports is calling a good game. Well, thank you very much. And he says the little man won't stay in bed. LOL. Well, it's summertime. Summertime, 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 summertime. It's summertime. Beatles, who sings that song? You'll know that. So, the Cubbies looking to turn 2, a twin killing to end the inning. Luis Aparicio on the top of the order comes to the plate. 0 for 3. Little Louie is grounded out twice and fly deep to right. Jody Davis goes through the signs. Corcoran nods his head. Here's the pitch to Aparicio. Grounder up the middle. Herman goes to the bag and throws the Caravetta. Double play. Inning over. The Cubs get the twin killing that they needed and wanted. We go to the bottom of the 7th. White Sox 5, Cubs 4. And Corcoran's at the plate. He will not bat. The day will be over for Larry Corcoran. Let's see his final numbers. Larry Corcoran went 7 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned, gave up 3 home runs, walked 3, struck out 6. 2 of the home runs to Melton and 1 by Konerko. Thus the 5-4 lead for the White Sox. So let's see who shall pinch hit. I think we're going to go with... I want to pick players I have not used yet, which I know, I'd probably go with someone else besides this gem, and Bill Nicholson. I don't think he's been in a ball game yet. Hornsby, Cap, Killer, Hack Wilson, Gabby Harnett. So we're going to go with Bill Nicholson. Will come in a pinch hit. Bill Nicholson, his year of choice, 309 batting average, 29 home runs, and 128 runs knocked in. So Nicholson's up there, the left-handed power hitter, to do one thing and one thing only. To tie this game up with one swing of the bat. And Beatles Eternally says the Summertime song, which I butchered so badly, was sung by the Jamies. Thank you, Beatles. All right, Nicholson, left-handed power hitter, to face the right-handed throwing Ed Cicotte. Cicotte peers in at Lawler. He gets the sign, the wind-up, and the pitch to Nicholson. And Nicholson rips that ball, but Konerko grabs it at first. 1 up, 1 down. Konerko snagged that hard-hit line drive. Top of the order now, Stan Hack. Hack's 2 for 3. A righty-lefty matchup for Eddie Cicotte. Hack is singled, tripled, and grounded to the catcher. He only had 7 home runs. Another righty-lefty matchup. Cicotte sets and delivers to Hack. And Hack rips one down the right field line, quickly gotten to by Falk, and he's held to a single. So with 1 out, Hack represents a tying run at first base. 5 out of 10 base running ability, 38% chance of stealing second. Paul Konerko to hold him on. Cicotte now up to 114 pitches. He is good for 150. And that brings up Kiki Kuehler. He's 1 for 3. Single, fly to right, and reached on the error by Ed Cicotte in the 5th. One out, 1 on. Here's the pitch to Kuehler. And that's grounded. Aparicio goes to Fox, over to Konerko. Inning over. The twin killing ends the bottom of the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th. 5-4 White Sox. 2 up for the Chicago White Sox. Falk, Ordonez, and Konerko. If anyone gets on, Melton. The Cubs will bring in a new pitcher. And we're going to go with Bruce Sutter. Will come in the top of the 8th. batting the 9th spot. So the bearded one, Bruce Sutter, comes to the mound. Righty-lefty matchup for Sutter. Falk 1 for 3. Struck out, singled, and grounded to first. Sutter's ready. Here's the pitch. That ball goes out to Kuehler in right field. He goes back to the warning track and makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down. Maglio Ordonez comes to plate. He is 0 for 3 today, folks. Struck out and has grounded out twice. Righty-righty matchup. Jody Davis flashes the signs. Bruce Sutter nods his head. Here's the pitch to Ordonez. And he plunks him! Wow! And there's an injury. Ordonez, but he's feeling it, but he'll stay in the game. So he's at first base. Sutter definitely didn't want to do that. Fastball got a little too far inside. And now Paul Konerko, who's 1 for 2. He has struck out, walked, and hit that solo blast to left center that tied the ball game up in the 6th. Ordonez 4 out of 10 base running ability, 64% chance of stealing second base. Carvetta to hold him on. Sutter throws over. Ordonez is back. He was leaning a bit. Konerko gets back in the box. The windup and the pitch. And that ball is gone! No! High off the wall! Here comes Maglio Ordonez around third. We have a 20% chance, and we're going to try to get him at the plate. Dawson to Dolan, who throws to the plate, and they nail him! He is out at the plate on the excellent relay throw by the shortstop for the Cubs, Dolan, excuse me. A huge play by the Cubby defense keeps them only down 1 run. Joe Jackson will come in to run at second. For Konerko. So Shoeless Joe Jackson to pinch run. 2 outs. What a relay throw. Dawson to Dahlin, and then to Jody Davis, who blocked the plate and applied the tag, keeping this a 1-run deficit for the Cubbies. And now the very dangerous Bill Melton comes to plate. He's 2 for 3. Fly deep to left, and he's hit 2 home runs. A 3-run blast in the 4th to tie it, and a solo home run in the 6th, which he absolutely crushed to right center, 403 feet to put the White Sox ahead, and that's how we stand, 5-4. First base is open, and Nellie Fox is on deck. And we shall walk him. So Melton will be put on, even though it's a righty-lefty matchup here for Sutter, would rather face Nellie Fox. Fox is 0 for 4 in this series. Bruce Sutter needs to get this 3rd out here. Keep it a 1-run game. The windup and the pitch to Fox. 2 outs, 2 on. And it's a grounder to Dahlin, who rips to the second baseman, covering the bag, inning over. As Beatles eternally says, huge play. Yes, it was. Dawson to Dahlin to Jody Davis, who applied the tag and blocked the plate. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Cicotte still out on the mound for the White Sox. 116 pitches thrown. Threshold 150. He'll face Riggs Stevenson, who's 2 for 3. He has singled twice and grounded to second. Stevenson represents the tying run. He had 17 home runs. He could go yard here. Put a ball over the ivy. Cicotte ready to work. Here's the pitch to Stevenson. And Stevenson grounds it into right field. A leadoff single for Stevenson. 5 out of 10 base running ability. And we have a new first baseman for the White Sox. Oh boy, how do you pronounce his name? Zeke Bonura. Slightly better defensive first baseman. Not that much better, but slightly with his range. Excellent fielding percentage. Let's look around. I believe that's the only change. So I think we're going to put a pinch runner in for Rick Stevenson. And that's going to be our pinch runner. Is going to be... we're going to go with Frank Chance. Will come in to pinch run. And as we do that, Chance 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and 97% chance of stealing second base. You know we're sending them. They've moved their corners in. They're not even going to hold them on. They're practically giving us second base. Lawler has a 7 out of 10 arm. This is going to be a big play here for the Cubbies, as we're going to attempt to steal with Frank Chance. He has a 97% chance of the theft of second base. So here's the steal attempt, the throw, and Chance goes down to second without a throw down by Lawler. And that was a ball on top of it. So the tying run in the very speedy Frank Chance at second base, that was very oddly played by the Chicago White Sox up by 1 run to practically give up second base. So 1 ball, no strikes for Bill Dahlin. RBI opportunity here. The windup and the pitch by Cicotte. Actually, you know what? We are going to now, actually, Dahlin's 9 out of 10 for bunting. We're going to drop a bunt down here. Here's the pitch. Dahlin puts the bunt down. The only plays the first. Nellie Fox covers. And out number 1, but advancing to third base, the very speedy Frank Chance. And now the infield is in for the White Sox. Outfield normal. And it brings up Phil Caravetta 0 for 2. He does have a sacrifice fly, though, in the first. And since then, he has struck out and grounded out. Caravetta looking to lift this ball in the air deep enough to score the very speedy Chance at third base. Take care, What's Blazing in Sports. Thank you for stopping by. Remember to check out D-Tub and What's Blazing in Sports excellent boxing channel. Wonderful live chats. So Caravetta 0 for 2. The windup and the pitch by Eddie Cicotte. Tying run at third. And Caravetta works a walk. So runners on the corners with 1 out. And Andre Dawson, who has popped up to everybody, except the second baseman. He has popped up to third, first, and short. He will not bat. I don't want to see another pop-up. So Dawson will be yanked for a pinch hitter. And that pinch hitter will be Roger Hornsby. Will come off the... oh, actually, you know what? We haven't used Ryan Sandberg yet. Hornsby should be the way we go. But I'm trying to stick with to use players I have not used. So Ryan Sandberg. We're going to go with Ryan Sandberg, who will come in to pinch hit for Andre Dawson. So Sandberg, 314, 19 home runs and 84 RBIs. Infield in for the White Sox. Oh, What's Blazing in Sports says he may do a Groner versus Garcia chat. So if anyone's up, check out What's Blazing in Sports and his Groner versus Garcia boxing chat. So Sandberg's looking for a ball that he can at least lift to the outfield to score. Chance at third. He wants to stay out of the double play ball here, which he should. The infield's in. It'll be very difficult to turn to here. Caravetta is at first. Cicotte's now up to 125, threshold 150. The windup and the pitch to Sandberg. And Sandberg strikes out. Oh, Eddie Cicotte comes up big. So with 2 outs, Billy Herman steps to the plate. He's 1 for 3. He has struck out, grounded out, and lined out. White Sox infield goes back to normal, as does their outfield, as it was before. Herman in a very big spot here. 1 for 3, and I think we're going to pinch hit for Herman, and this time we're going with Roger Hornsby. As the Cubs need to tie this game up. So I have 2 versions of Roger Hornsby. I can go with the Roger Hornsby who batted 415, excuse me, off right-handed pitching. Or I can go with the 373. I think we'll go with the 415, Roger Hornsby. So here comes Roger Hornsby to pinch hit for Billy Herman. Hornsby was 0 for 3 yesterday. Again, 424. 25 home runs, 94 runs batted in. Runners at the corner. Chance represents the tying run at third, and Caravetta the go-ahead run at first. Lawler goes out to have a word with Eddie Seacat on how they want to pitch Roger Hornsby, one of the all-time greats. Melton and Bonera also joined the conversation. Aparicio and Fox on the infield grass. Now, the meeting's broken up. Everyone goes back to their positions. Hornsby digs in the right-hander batter's box. The windup and the pitch from Eddie Seacat to Roger Hornsby. 2 outs, 2 on. Hornsby homers to left. That's a 3-run blast for Hornsby. And the Cubs have come back to take a 7-5 lead as Seacat has pooped the bed today, giving up 7 earned runs. Why they stuck with him, I don't know. What a pinch hit 3-run homer by Roger Hornsby. Once again, the White Sox are seeing ghosts. Wrigley Field is abuzz with that blast. So 2 outs, no one on. Seacat still on the mound. Jody Davis comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3. The windup and the pitch. And Davis strikes out. Inning over, but the 3-run pinch hit home run by Roger Hornsby gives the Chicago Cubs a 7-5 lead over their crosstown rivals, Chicago White Sox. And now we have to make some changes. Hornsby will stay in to play second. And it'll be this Hornsby. And in center, who we have for left? Okay, so we're going to move Caravetta. Oh, Chance, he's not good at first. We're going to keep Caravetta at first. So in left, I think we're going to go with who can we go with in left? Can't use Dawson. That's the second Dawson. We've already used one Dawson. Billy Williams will come into play left. And he will hit the 3 spot. And in center field, Pafko will go in to play center field. So Bruce Suter's still on the mound here, top of the 9th. He can get the save. He actually can get the win, excuse me. He looks strong. He has 19 pitches. Suter's good for 50. And he will face Mostill, Lawler, and Seacat. Now, if the computer does not pinch hit for Seacat, I will take control and make them put up a pinch hitter. Because there's no way Seacat should hit. So Bruce Sutter to face Johnny Mostel, who's 0 for 3. Fly deep to left, grounded out, and grounded out. The windup and the pitch by Sutter. And he strikes out Mostel. Cubs 2 outs away from taking a 2-0 lead here in the best of 9. As Beatles eternally in the chat says, LOL, what a game. These games have been fabulous. I love it. So Lawler, Sherm Lawler comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3. Again, he has grounded out, struck out, and lined out. Sutter's ready. Here's the pitch to Lawler. And that ball is... Oh, what a catch by Kuehler! A diving catch! Right at the warning track. He dives and stretches out. Wow! Out number 2, Cicott's up, and I don't even want to click pitch. So what I'm going to do to ensure that Cicott does not hit, because that's ridiculous, I'm going to go to options. I'm going to go to preferences. I'm going to click human for Chicago. I'm going to click play. And now we're going to pinch hit for Eddie Cicotte. And then I'll go back to computer. So who for the White Sox? Righties. So Joe Jackson has already come in. We have 2 versions of Joe Jackson, so we can't use the second version. He did come in to pinch run. It's too bad he had a 390 batting average against righties. Albert Bell, 353. Frank Thomas. Minnie Minoso was a good pinch hitter. 331. Let's see here. Oh, Luke Applin, 380. We're going to go with Luke Applin. So Luke Applin will come in to pinch hit. Applin, 3 for 3 yesterday with a home run and 3 RBIs. So now we'll go back to preferences and we will click computer for the White Sox once again. So Bruce Sutter will face Luke Applin. And Applin batted 380 off right-handed pitching. 2 outs, no one on. Applin needs to get on to bring the tying run to the plate. And that would be Luis Aparicio. Davis goes through the signs. Bruce Sutter's ready. The windup and the pitch to Luke Applin. And that ball is caught! A leaping catch by Pafko in center field. This ball game is over. The Cubs win 7-5. What a ball game! Unbelievable first 2 games of this best out of 9 series. The Cubs have come all the way back in 2 games. Beatles, you've seen some special stuff, my friend. Some special stuff. I'm glad you're here to join me. Wow. So Applin gave it a ride. Pafko makes a leaping catch up against the ivy. Ball game over. As I stated, the Chicago Cubs 7, the Chicago White Sox 5. Eddie Cicotte was awful. Winning pitcher Bruce Sutter, losing pitcher Eddie Cicotte. Shades of 1919 Black Sox scandal. MVP, the pinch hit blast by Roger Hornsby. Go to box score here. Box score should be up in a moment. Let's go to the pitching. I'd like to thank Beatles eternally. And What's Blazing in Sports. Remember, check out What's Blazing in Sports. He might be doing a little later a Adrian Broner Garcia boxing chat live. If you're up, check out that. It's very fun to join his chats live. He has excellent rapport with the fans. All right, so Cicotte went 8 innings, and this is where I really question the AI when it comes to pitching. I know it's an all-time great team, but he was horrible. I was tempted to go in and take him out, but because I didn't do that, and I won't do that when I manage. Once we go to Comiskey Park, I will not do that for the Cubs. I will do as I did, put in a pinch hitter for the other team when I feel necessary, because if they had Cicotte, I was just afraid they're going to have Cicotte hit, and there's no way they would have. So Cicotte went 8 horrible innings, 10 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 1 home run, 1 walk. He struck out 6. He basically pooped the bed out on the mound. Corcoran, 7 innings. He wasn't much better, to be honest with you. 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 3 home runs, which produced the 5 runs. 1 by Konerko, 2 by Melton. Walked 3, struck out 6. Bruce Sutter went 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He gets the win here in game number 2. The Cubs go up 2-0, best out of 9. So they're 3 wins away. They need 3 more wins in this best of 9 series. Let's go to the batting. We'll do this quite quickly. We're only going to give the hits. Falk for the White Sox, 1 for 4 with a run scored and a strikeout. Or Konerko, 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, an RBI. Walked, struck out, doubled, and homered. Melton, what a day he had. 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, 4 RBIs. He walked and he banged. He blasted, really, 2 home runs out of the ballpark. Fox was 0 for 2, but he walked twice. And that's it for the hits. No, Cicotte, the weak-hitting pitcher, actually went 1 for 3. Struck out twice. So in total, the White Sox, and I'll leave it up so you guys can see, but I'm not going to go through the rest of it. In total, the White Sox, 31 at-bats, 5 runs, 6 hits, 5 RBIs, 4 walks. They K'd 7 times, 1 double, no triples, and 3 home runs. In total, the batting average, 180. Now for the victorious hometown Chicago Cubs all-time team. Hack, 3 for 4, 2 runs scored. He had a triple. Kuehler, 1 for 4 with a run scored and RBI. Stevenson, 3 for 4 with a run scored. Dahlin, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. They came in the first. Caravetta, 0 for 2 with a run scored, but had a sacrifice fly for an RBI. He walked and he struck out. Herman, 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Hornsby, the MVP, most valuable player of the game, pinch hit, 3-run homer in the bottom of the 8th, which put the Cubs ahead 7-5, and they were there to stay. And that's it for hits for the Cubbies. So in total, the all-time Chicago Cubs team as of Action PC Baseball, 32 at-bats, 7 runs, 10 hits, 7 RBIs, 1 walk, 6 Ks, 1 double, 1 triple, 1 home run. They batted .270. Let's go to the quick recap. Chicago sent 7 batters to the plate, scoring 3 runs on 4 hits. Bill Dahlin doubled, scoring 2. The Cubs took a 2-0 lead. Phil Caravetta hit a sacrifice fly, made it 3-0 Cubs. In the 4th, the White Sox sent 7 batters to the plate, scoring 3 runs on 2 hits and 2 walks. Bill Melton hit a 3-run homer to tie the score at 3. In the 5th, the Chicago Cubs scored 1 run on a hit and an error. Kiki Keller hit a grounder, scoring. He reached on the E1, and the Cubs went ahead 4-3. In the 6th, the White Sox scored 2 runs on 2 hits and took the lead back on a walk. Paul Konerko hit a solo home run to tie the score, and Bill Melton crunched his 2nd home run to put the White Sox up 5-4, and they were feeling good about themselves. Why Eddie Cicotte was still on the mound at that time after that, I don't know. In the 8th, with Eddie Cicotte pooping his pants on the mound, the Cubs score 3 runs on 2 hits and 1 walk. Roger Hornsby, pinch hit 3-run homer, gave the Cubs a 7-5 lead for good. Paul Konerko went 2 for 3, a double, a home run, and 2 runs scored with an RBI. Bill Melton, 2 for 3, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Roger Hornsby, MVP player of the game, pinch hit 3-run homer. Stan Hack, 3 for 4, triple and 2-run score. Riggs Stevenson, 3 for 4. Bruce Sutter, 2 innings of relief. He picks up the win. The loss, Eddie Cicotte went 8 horribly dreadful innings, gets the loss. The Cubs, once again the best out of 9, are up 2 games to none. It's Al Red Sox fan saying thank you very much for watching. Thank you to Beatles Eternally and What's Blazing in Sports. Check out his channel, What's Blazing in Sports. These games have been absolutely marvelous. Oh, Greg Gurecki just jumped in. Oh, Greg, you missed a heck of a game. These games have been unbelievable. How are you doing, Greg? Hope all is well. Going to call it a stream. Beatles Eternally says, great game, Al, thanks. And he says, take care. I might come back in a little bit with something different. It will not be game 3 of this. I might set up, I might, for Greg Gurecki, my Canadian friend, set up a best out of 9, or just an exhibition game, I don't know yet, between, you guessed it, Toronto Blue Jays and Montreal Expos. Greg says he'll watch in the morning. Oh, it was an unbelievable game. Lots of fun. All right, this is Al Red Sox fan saying thank you very much to Greg Gurecki, Beatles Eternally, and What's Blazing in Sports. Take care. Stay safe. Health, happiness. God bless. Until next time, bye-bye.